Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Today is Friday, November 26th, 2021, and I am Dark Algo. Thanks for joining me on another morning watchlist building session. Wow. So overnight, man, everything plunged. We did have a major pullback. So we're going to go into that a little bit. I think a lot of that is exasperated by the fact that there was lack of interest in the last couple days in the market. So we will definitely be on our toes today. So I just want you to realize today is a half day, not really even a half day. It's a 3/4 day. So don't get stuck like Chuck in a position because you want to trade. You know, remember, cash is a position going into, we've got a new month starting next month, and there's a lot more opportunities on the horizon. You don't have to play the market today. So I'm going to give the chat a second here to get signed in, and then we will look at the news. We will look at some plays for today. There are some stocks moving in pre-market that we could maybe get a continuation on, and I think that's it. I wish I could learn how to spell morning chat. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to give it a few minutes for some people to show up here. I do have some news up. This should be pretty interesting, and I'm definitely interested in what's going on with DOS futures. This is the futures layout. It's just, so this is that sell-off that we encountered overnight. It looks like we're making higher highs and higher lows on the NQ. So we may actually be able to see a little bit of decency, a little decent move in some of these stocks. But overall, we had a major drop-off, and you can usually tell when gold is rallying, right? Crude's down, which is good for gas prices. However, it's not good for anybody that's in a crude position. And bonds, TLT, that little snitch, right, is rallying. So typically when we get this bottom row up, the top row's down. We don't like the top row down. The top row down is where everybody is, right? We all trade this top row. So should be, one, it's a volatile day. Two, it's a shortened day, so there's going to be a lot of volatility. I would recommend managing positions. If you're in positions, I'm in positions for next week, and we will discuss those, and we'll take some requests. So, morning, Chris. So I'm trying these new adrenaline shocks, right? It's clean energy. It's that natural caffeine business. I don't know how I feel about it, but what it doesn't have is a ton of creatine, which I didn't realize is bad for people who sit around all day trading stocks. Creatine is not good if you're not working out. So on the lookout for another energy drink that doesn't have a massive amount of sodium or creatine. And this one's got a little bit more sodium than I like. So, all right. If you have requests, get them to me now. I'd like to get to those early. We're going to spend a little bit more time on the requests today. We're going to look at some options contracts that we can possibly get into. I also need to adjust my lighting because I feel like I'm staring at the sun right now. Hold on. Which one is it? There we go. That's better. That is better. That is better. If I were to ever show you guys my lighting setup, you would laugh at me. You would be like, dude, why don't you just go out and get the lights? And I would be like, well, all I need is really one. I just need one big, giant ring light right there. But, all right. Morning, morning, morning. All right, let's get into some news. I was going to wait another couple seconds to see if anybody wanted to show up, but first come, first serve. Chris, you are on the board. Let me know if you're looking at anything today, okay? Thanks for being here early. All right. UMC and Micron announced a settlement agreement between the two companies worldwide. Micron's been ripping lately. You think that might have been a little bit of insider news with that? This is Micron on the intraday. Everybody dipped, so I'm not really concerned about this little sell-off right here. This happened to everybody, right? This is theta decay because the market was closed. It was an easy way to look at that, right? Pretty easy, right? Micron going into the 15-minute daily. See how it's been rallying the last couple days? right? We got above the 200. We're just chilling in that supply zone up there. Bull flag forming on the daily. This is that little dip. I fully anticipate Micron getting back above the 200 SMA on the film. I moved that into demand zone. How did I do that? I fully anticipate Micron getting back above the 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart, right? It's been holding it pretty well. So I really think that above 85, I think we see a move to 86 and consolidate for the rest of the day. I don't think we go on to make all new highs today. I think we just will continue with this bull flag setup that we've been creating over here on the daily. All right, little bull flag. Everybody loves the bull flag breakout. I guess I could have taken a little bit more time drawing that carefully. Right. Looking for that bull flag breakout on the daily to go. Oh, it's not all-time highs. It's previous highs. So Micron. Dude, Micron. What's up with Micron these days? Yes. I'm actually liking Micron, so we will keep an eye on Micron. Also, I will be slowly transitioning everything over to the Discord for my EchoFin users to be able to use Discord. I know that I've got a handful of pro traders in there that have just kind of made that their home, and I want to be able to definitely continue that service for them. I've never charged for the service. It's not like it's something that I'm super actively involved, but I'd like to be more actively involved in it in 2022. I should put a Discord link. I think I have one. There's a Discord link definitely in EchoFin. If you're not an EchoFin user, then let's do this. Discord link here in the chat. I'll leave it in the chat. There we go. All right, I think that works. Now, I'm going to preface this for all of you newcomers and people that haven't been with us. I'm not going to tolerate any spam nonsense in the Discord. I might not be actively involved, but I will kick people, ban people, and I will restrict. I don't believe in spam, and if you start harassing other people, you will be banned. It's as easy as that. Right? We have a very like-minded community of people trying to help people out, and and in total acceptance of whoever you are. So if that changes, you can expect to be banned. But with that being said, we have a great community. Definitely, there's some people in the EchoFin community that have been making great plays and have been calling out bangers. Laz, JK Trades, Brandon Chevy Drop Top. Mainly those guys are amazing. All right. Pinduoduo posted quarterly revenue that missed early estimates today, hurt by stiff competition by rivals Alibaba and JD amid the pandemic-driven online shopping boom. Pinduoduo with the fade. I think this may continue on if we were to try to find a downside. For Pinduoduo, look at that ugliness. Ooh, and we see head and shoulders, knees and toes, head. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Short below, basically where we're at now. So I'm going to look at a downside target of Pinduoduo to the downside. Let's see. If I go like this, does this go? No, it's the wrong way. I'm still getting used to this trend spider. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. All right, Pinduoduo to the downside. We have downside targets of break below 73, which we're below. We're trading down here in 66 land. Wow. So we're trading all the way down here. I hate to say it, 37 as a target. I don't know if that could be right. I should look here. Let's look at it on a different chart because I'm super interested in Pinduoduo to the downside. Oh, that's a massive drop. Wow, we are, jeez. Louise, hold on, this could be fun. Let me find the right chart to do this with. No. I mean, that one might work. Hold on, let me grab the right chart. Load chart. This is my blank one. All right. Pin duo on daily. That's so fun. All right, pin duo. Left shoulder, massive head. Right shoulder. Oh, look, look, I already called it out. Sometimes I amaze myself. All right, we are trading below the neckline. So, general rule of thumb is I'm going to look for previous zone of support at 44, we'll just call it 45. That's this level here. All right, that's my first downside target. There's a zone right here. Let's just look at this zone, and maybe we'll just use this zone as a target. 53 to 45, that's my downside target on pin duo. I think we get there today. Fully anticipate a rally back to the 21 EMA on the daily. And if you've never done this before, let me show you how this is done. Oh, favorites. That's where there's an EMA. Is it that one? Nope. Hold on, let me find it. EMA's 3 EMA. I think it's this one. I think that's the one. Yeah, that's it. All right, so I'm definitely moving more towards trading view. No, so I use the, come on, the 8, 21, and the 35, 34. 8, 21, 34. And this is green, orange, and green, yellow, orange. Sorry. Green, yellow. I'm very visual, so I color code everything. All right, so a pin duo possible rally back to the 21 EMA on the daily, which would be 96 for the, well, hold on. How can I go pre-market? There we go. It's not going to show me. Dang it. All right, looking down here on the lower left corner, this yellow line is the 21 EMA on the 15-minute chart. We may see a little rally up to 75 before a larger move to the downside. I fully believe, so that would be basically back testing this trend line here, right? This was a neckline. So look for a back test of the neckline to $74 to $75 level early this morning for a larger move to the downside, targeting 55, 56. Basically this red line right here, which is at 50. So pin duo down. All right. Yes. Morning, Terry. Morning, Lance. Good morning, morning. Okay. If you're late, basically we said Micron looks healthy. And pin duo is, you can see the head and shoulders. Head and shoulders. Right. Shoulder. Shoulder. Come on. Can't be more clear than that. I'm going to post that in Twitter. All right. All right. You know, I got to figure out a way to talk and type at the same time. Seriously. Seriously. Come on. Thank you. So all the Chinese stocks are probably going to take a dump today. So we will look for downside targets on Pinduoduo, JD, Baba. Like all of them are going to have a little bit of an issue. Yeah. JD is probably my most favorite to the long side. Like, I think it's probably got the most upside potential. Baba's just been beaten miserably, and so is Baidu, right? Baidu does look like it has a chance to maybe pop to 153. Yeah, very interesting chart set out here. I need to work. I need to get. Don't let me forget to get with a developer today on this deviation channel study, so I can figure out how I can't get why I don't get it on the lower time frames, which is what I wanted on. Oh yeah, it's Baidu, JD. JD is probably looks the healthiest out of all of them. All right, bull flagging. All right, moving on to the news. All right. Select Biosciences announces that FDA has placed a clinical hold on its phase half clinical trial of its treatment for methylmalonic acidemia, or MMA. I thought MMA was a drug. Okay. Evergrande chairman cut his stake in the company for the first time since it went public in 2009. The latest sign he's liquidating personal assets to help stave off the default by the world's most indebted developer. Sold 1.2 billion Evergrande shares for the equivalent of 344 million on Thursday, according to a filing. Okay, he's trying to really, like, that's going to affect the market. KKR, CVC Capital Partners are considering teaming up for a bid on Italy-based telecom. Bloomberg reported. Now I'm going to visit Italy soon. If I have to do it, if I have to go by myself, I'm going to go. I'm going to Italy. That's all there is to it. Check out Rome, and then we're going to go ahead and check out some Greece and the Maldives. Going to go swim in the blue waters. It's a thing. Oil prices slid, and concerns of global supply could swell in Q1 following U.S.-led coordinated release of crude oil reserves, which we should not have done, among major consumers as a new COVID-19 variant spooks investors. This is going to be the news for the day. COVID-19 variant spooking investors. That's what they're going to push us as. So basically, all your COVID rally stocks are going to rally. Invax, Myrna, BNTX, Pfizer, Invax, what was another one? All those guys are going to rip today. Oil prices will likely dropped in tandem with wider financial market concerns as a new variant. See, new variant. Can we just variant? Like, which variant is it? Because there was a Delta variant scare a couple months ago, right? There was a new variant. It's all about this variant, and that's going to happen, right? So just be variant. Variant your trades. Brussels Court of Appeals ordered 2 of Uber units to pay 150,000 euros when it backed a complaint by a Brussels taxi firm. So Uber may not like that at all, right? So let's see how Uber is going to react to that news. All right, Uber's just having a rough time with it. I see. All right, Uber's downtrending. Look for, geez, I don't even know where to. I would have to look, but I think 38 might be the move on Uber. Okay. Chinese regulators have again asked top executives of the ride-hailing giant Didi. My daughter's name is Didi, and she'd be so pissed if I just told the world that, and she knew about it. She'd be mad. She's like, "Don't call me that." Well, oops, my bad. To devise a plan of delisting U.S. bourses on data security. Huh. So they're saying Diddy is a security concern? Did I read that right? Look for a continuation move to the downside on this one as well. Volatility traders are rushing to bet on turmoil in the U.S. stock market as fears over a new strain of the coronavirus, right? Look to set finally ends week of tranquil trading. The volatility index or VIX jumped up as much as 9 points Friday morning. Yes, the VIX is up. But the VIX is, I should put the VIX on here. And I mean, the VIX is up, but so is the ES. It's making higher highs, higher lows. NQ the same. The Russell the same. We'll get into the futures here in a second. All right. Britain has banned flights from South Africa and neighboring countries and asked British travelers returning from there to quarantine, while the commission chief has also aimed to halt air travel from the region. Ooh. Okay. Important. We close today at 1 Eastern Standard Time. Right? I would plan on being done by 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just because it's going to be like we might get a quick pop and then it's just going to be flat. So in Asian markets, the Bay Index slides 2.5% or 750 points. That's huge. Slide and slip. That's it's pretty big. It's lots of slipperiness there. The Shanghai Index slips another 20 points. Hang Seng tumbles, right? We got slip, dip, and tumble. All right, this is huge. Asian markets are down 2.5%, 3%. Whew. The DAX craters another 2.8%, right? FTSE 2.87%. Like, that's a pretty massive, pretty nasty move. I need to measure, like, that's Diddy down 8%. All right, the SPY's already down 2.5%, right? So if we follow suit with the Asian markets and we dip, they dip what, 2.8%? So that would be way down here at, geez, 1, 2, 3, 4 standard deviations away from the mean. That's a lot. All right. Slight pullback in the open, rally back up to the mid, maybe testing this demand zone up here at 465 to 467. Maybe we get there today. This is the mean, this level here. That's the mean on the 15-minute chart. So looking to target 465, right? That's where I would look for today. That's ugly. All right, moving on. Handful of local COVID-19 cases in eastern parts of China have prompted Shanghai City to limit tourism activities and nearby city to cut public transportation services. Shanghai City detected 3 domestically transmitted COVID-19 cases with confirmed symptoms for November 25th. So, why is this important and why is 3? Right? They're shutting down public transportation over 3 cases. Think about that for a minute. All right, so we are not restricting air travel. We're not following suit with the world market. But in China, they're like, yo, there's 3 transmitted cases. Let's shut down public transportation. I think they might be taking this a little bit more serious. In reverse, I can't. That would be, I got to read this one first. UA, Britain, Singapore, and India among those announcing stricter boarding controls as scientists sought to determine if the mutation of the was vaccine resistant. That's scary. So if it's vaccine resistant, that means that obviously your body can handle stuff, but vaccines can't because they don't mutate. Like, vaccines aren't self-mutating, your body is. Okay. I actually have a friend of mine whose family is huge in the biotech and in I'm gonna mess it up. Huge in not biotech, but basically pharmacological. That's a good word. I should see if she has any interest in providing some additional information that I can share into next week. If there's any data, like insider data, that we could look at, just for larger safety concerns, not so much how we can use that to make money off our earnout or anything, but just to provide education, because it's a little, one is concerning that if an entire city, right, is limiting public transportation because of 3 domestically transmitted cases with confirmed symptoms, right? They're like, yo, we're shutting everything down over 3 people. I know 3 people that have COVID symptoms right now. Are they shutting down MTA? No, they're not. All right. I'm, dude, seriously going on tinfoil hat tangent right now. I apologize. Jeez. Reports indicate a variant. So again, there's that word variant. All right, variant's going to be the word for the day. If I were to search this document for how many times the word variant came up, 7 times. All right. There's a spike in protein that is dramatically different to the one of the original COVID cases that the vaccine is based upon. UK Health Security Agency said raising fears about the current vaccines may be ineffective still. Pfizer, Moderna, Novavax, and Merck are seeing shares early soaring. Right, they're going to. MRK actually had a dip. Pfizer had a rip. mRNA, rip. BNTX. BNTX. Come on. BNTX, rip. So, obviously there's a downside move after there's, this is a reaction, by the rumor, sell the news. Okay. In reverse, shares of travel, leisure, hotel stocks are seeing the biggest declines early. So that would be like CCL, American Airlines. Hotels would be like Marriott. Let's see, leisure stocks. What's a leisure stock? I can't even think of a leisure stock. Asian stocks suffered their sharpest drops in 2-month Friday after the detection of a new and possibly vaccine-resistant COVID variant sent investors scurrying towards the safety of bonds, the yen, and the dollar. This is a good segue to the overall market. Not exactly what we expected returning from Thanksgiving. Equity fears are plunging with the S&P lower by 1.6%. Oil prices tumbling. Bond yields crumbling. I love their words here. And investors are worried about a new variant identified in South Africa called BI.B.1.1.529. Could spark fresh outbreaks. So, all right, what's going on here? Let's look at this from a bigger perspective. Right? The UK is worried about South Africa variant, and Shanghai is worried about 3 domestically transmitted COVID-19 cases. Let's look at some futures. All right, if you're new to the stream, let me just run through this really quickly. The bottom row we want down. We want to see this bottom row down, like crude. See how crude is down? We want to see the rest of it down. Typically what that means is that this is gold, crude, bonds, and the Japanese yen. If these are weak, that means equities are strong, like bull strong. So we'd like to see gold down. That means crypto will rip, because a lot of people, I think that there's a very, I'm going to do some research on it, but I think there's a very tangible reason to move out of gold into crypto, right? So gold is moving up. This may form a head and shoulders, but currently it's making higher highs and higher lows. Crude, after the initial sell-off, has made a little cup and handle. It's going to try to rally back up towards maybe 76 for the day. ZB, which is bonds, failed head and shoulders reversal. This is TLT. If you're looking to play the equity translation of this, this is TLT. TLT being the snitch that it is saying that we've got, we will see how it opens. No gap, super choppy. And then the yen is at its highest point it's been for several weeks, right? Little cup and handle breakout. The yen is continuing to rally up to 0.87. Look at 0.88 as the resistance. Okay. Back into futures for the ES. As far as the chart layout goes, we've got ES, NQ, YM, and the Russell RTY. So this would be SPY, QQQ, IWM, I can't remember which one's which. So this is the Dow, sorry. ES, QQQ, Dow, IWM. Okay, ES is making higher highs and higher lows, which is good after a nice drop off. I like to see a little bit of steady inclining into the open. We can look for a pullback to support for a continuation move to the upside. Contrarian, if we reject hard and we blow through these support levels that we've created from 4597 about every $3 up after that. If we blow through those, it could get pretty ugly pretty quickly. So Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Don't let the candle burn your portfolio up. The same thing with the NQ, right? NQ is right a little bit more dramatic. The NQ moves a lot more than the ES does, but if you shrink it down, it's the same pattern, right? Fade. This is, see this pattern here? This is what I'm looking to have not happen. It was making higher highs and higher lows. It hit some resistance, rejected that, blew through its support, and continued to fade off till it found longer term support, made it inverse head and shoulders, and now it's continuing to rally up. So we just want to see that continuation move, that slow, steady climb, right? Could be super beneficial for today. I don't like what I'm really trying to avoid is look at this YM here. YM is forming a bear flag. Where's my markers? Where's my markers? Like I'm in school coloring. YM is forming a bear flag. Potentially. Come on. The problem with magnets on is sometimes it doesn't like to move where I want it to move. Right? Just imagine a little, right? Right? That's a bear flag. If we see that, if that's reversed and we see that, we're like, we're going to rally. Yeah, this is a bear flag on the Dow. The Russell is rising channel, right? So just keep an eye on it. So what we want to see is we want to see gold fall off. That'll help Coinbase. We want to see crudes chop, and we want to see TLT break below this head and shoulders neckline and come down. Okay, chart time. Let's get going, shall we? With the requests coming in first is Chris, because he was here first. He was the first one through the door this morning, so he gets his request taken care of first. All right, Chris, what are we looking at? What are you looking at, Chris? All right. Micron is, I like Micron. All right, let's look and see what the algo has to say. Micron. Remember we talked about Uber having some bad news. Pfizer coming through with the good news, and Pinduoduo with that ugly news. All right. So overall market currently, this is what the market looks like. For this morning. I'm not sure if this is 100% accurate or how often this updates. I'll look into that, right? Why would you can't use the camera icon because people will click on it thinking they can take a picture, right? Apple up, Microsoft down. I guess we could check real quick. Let's see how it looks. Is Apple up? Nope. Is MSFT down? Yep. Is NVIDIA up 2.8%? I don't think so. So we might have to look at a different stock market summary. I'm definitely interested in, where's their AI? Does this handle pre-market? Oh, I don't want SPY. Okay, there it refreshed. Okay. So I think that this is pretty accurate. It's pretty bloody across the board. UL, Pfizer, Abbott, Netflix. Netflix seems to be holding in. I'm not sure what that is, but the market's red, right? Myrna, Zoom, any of these COVID stocks, right? Zoom probably going to get a nice little pop off of this, right? Anything that's COVID related, right? BNTX. So hit me with your requests with that in mind, okay? All right, so let's look at. Definitely want to check out Micron, Uber. All right, Chris, we're looking at Dell. Let me do this. Make this big enough that everybody can see. All right, Dell. What's going on with Dell? Hold on. All right, so as far as Dell is concerned, all right, the Algo is definitely, pulling back. It's making higher or lower highs and lower lows, but it's currently at a pretty decent support level right here. We have regular and dark pool levels of support and resistance of overhead, right? Let's see. Let's just mark it up. All right, so all right, the Algo's definitely falling wedge. Let's see what happens at this level if we get a breakout and a reversal. Meanwhile, price action is definitely uptrending. I'm not sure if this is a head and shoulders that's forming. It very possibly could. It could be, but keep an eye for price action to break below 57.30 as your regular block. Actually, that's a white line. I forgot to introduce. All right, this is the Smart Money Dark Pool and Block Trade algorithm software provided by FlowTrade. The chart setup goes as follows. White bars are price action. Red lines are regular block trade lines. Blue lines are dark pool block trades. White lines are good if you're an adult and they're fun and they encourage social communication. I'm just kidding. What they are is when there's a regular and a dark pool level that print at the same place, you can't really separate them out. So from 57.30 to 57.32, we've got a regular block at 57.30, dark pool at 57.32. They're so close to each other, I can't distinguish between the two. It's a major area of support, resistance, and inflection point. Go ahead and mark them up on your chart and see how price interacts with them, okay? When it gets close, it looks like it rejects, right? It's currently providing support for price action. As far as potential, that's pretty much your support. If this algo breaks out, takes out this support level here and continues down, keep in mind we've got a pretty decent gap for Dell to fill, right? Dell's got to fill this gap that it created going into Tuesday, right? From 55 to 55.06 area to 56.32 ish. So just keep an eye out for that. Uber. So Uber came out with that news, but look at what the Algo is doing. The Algo is pretty much steady net buying on Uber. So I'm going to look for a recovery reversal. I think that we get a move back up to the upside based on what the Algo is doing. See how it's moving up, right? I like it when I used to just do this. Be like, look, the algo's moving up, right? It is. Price action is falling channel. So whenever we find, if we can get support here, right, and break out and get above these white line levels that I'm about to draw on the chart, I think we get a larger move with Uber to the upside, right? 41.35 is your support level. Regular block trade support. 43.61 is short-term overhead target, right? We've got like these dark pool and regular block trades are separated enough, but I think that they're close enough that I can justify white lining these. 42.68 is overhead resistance. 42.35 is overhead resistance, and 42 is support, right? So as long as we can break up out of this wedge, right, that we've created, we can see, see a move up to about 42.75 before we take that larger move up to 43. Contrarian, if we break below 41.35, then we would just simply look for downside support here and create a target based on that, right? Does that make sense? This is a channel down, so rally, resistance, pullback, resistance, pullback, resistance. Is it going to break out or is it going to pull back? Okay, that's Uber. Pfizer. So even though the algos, they've been taking profit in Pfizer for quite a while. The news just the news is going to maybe cause a little bit of an inflation. I'm interested in looking at Pfizer for a longer term downside target after this initial flurry of, influx happens. The algo has been net selling for a couple of weeks now. Most of this divergences have played out. Price action is, it's a fine line that it's being held up on. 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple bottom. Is that support with the algo selling off? We'll have to see. A little bit of a, we're definitely going to get some quick pops off of this. 51.28 is regular block trade support resistance, right? We've got 50.80 is regular block trade support. Oh, come on. We'll just do this. Dark pull at 51.08, dark pull at 50.89. See how it's just kind of compressing and consolidating within there. And then finally we have a regular block at 50.80 as support. All right, this is just massive compression. With the algo stair stepping down, however, I'm looking at a longer term bearish play, at least down to this level here, and potentially here on Pfizer after this, initial flurry of influx comes in from the news, right? Yeah. Pinduoduo. This is an inverse head and shoulder failed breakout. Now, Pinduoduo, the algo is separated. I'm going to stay away from it for today just to see. I'm expecting a short-term rally on Pinduoduo back up to the mean, and then I'm going to play that move to the downside of the rejection of that. So like I said, we might get a move up to 74 possibly, but I don't think it's going to be a reversal. I think that we get more of a fade, more of a sell-off on that. So we're just keeping an eye on Pinduoduo. You want me to look at... So, lads, if I look at Myrna, Invax, BNTX, Pfizer, the algo's really not going to help because, like with Pfizer right here, those stocks are ripping off of news, right? The algo is more of a longer term, or just, the algo is more of a stability play. So, I mean, we can look at it, but I'm pretty sure that it's just going to show, consolidation, trading with price action. So this is up. The algo is going to be up for a little bit. Give it a little time to settle down a little bit. All right. DE, which is John Deere. I was super bullish onto this stock last week. I didn't really get into position because I didn't like what the algo was doing. They had earnings. They did a good job of, holding into the sell-off on Tuesday. So John Deere, I need to see what happens with the algo today before I look at getting into a position for potentially next week. Simply because this week's been kind of cruddy for volatility. 367.86 is a dark pool level. Should pay attention to. That's in the last 3 days. The algo is trading with price action and slowly selling. Really? Oh man, why is it doing that to me? Crap. It's not going to let me draw any vertical lines. Dang it. Let me do this. How are we doing? Oh, wow. Sorry, I spent a ton of time on that tinfoil hat theory for COVID, didn't I? I gotta remember not to do that. All right. Let's see. Where's my green? There's my green. All right. So we got support. Right. A little bit of a little wedge there. Keep in mind that there's a gap right here. Right. That's a gap. I'd hate to have to see that get filled, but the algo is, the algo is stair-stepping its way down. Trading with price action going into earnings, uncertainty with earnings. Price action rallied. The algo sold off, right? This is profit taking, looking for a longer term move, okay? Just remember there's a gap that needs to be filled. That was John Deere. I'm going to wait until next week to see what's going to happen with Deere. Leading up into the earnings, there was lots of news around union labor strikes and shortages, or basically union labor issues. So let's look at John Deere next week and into going into the end of the year. Okay. All right. Lucid. I haven't seen what Lucid's doing today, but if it's following suit with everything else, I think it's probably taking a nice healthy pullback. Yeah. Gap down. Gap downs are fun because you can usually get a rally up, but does anybody see the giant cup and handle that Lucid's formed? Okay, I've been screaming about Lucid for months. I'm holding off on getting into Lucid right now for the next little while until it kind of finds a new base, right? This is kind of weak in my opinion, right? It's just kind of weak. It's very choppy. And I like a straight, nice, long, uptrending channel, something like that. This looks very choppy. However, support, resistance, the algorithm, what is it doing? Let's see, move this back. All right, that looks like last 10 days. I'm going to keep an eye on the algo at this level here because it looks like it's trying to maintain. All right, it's trying to maintain uptrending support. But these giant pops and drops I'm not super thrilled with. Price action has looked as kind of did a little bit of a wedge breakout there. So rally pullback. Is there room to continue up? Yes, there is. 55.21 is your dark pool overhead target if you're interested in maybe throw that level on your chart. We've got 51.35. I think 51 may be the new base. 50, 51 may be the new base. We've got lots of white lines in here. Lots of it. Lucid likes to party, right? Lucid's in there, and it's $160,000 Lucid Air in the back seat doing who knows what. But basically, I see Chop Fest. I like this wedge breakout. I need it to find a new base of support, right? This is a much better way to go for me, right? Smooth and steady incline, profit off the little pops and pullbacks, then, this kind of move, right? Nobody likes to play this move, right? It just gets super ugly, super quick. As far as overhead targets, just simply grab a fib level, right? Pull up the old daily chart, grab a fib from high to low. So let's look at it on the daily. What's the daily doing? So we rallied it, like we're trading way up here at 2 and 3 ATR. Like I like trading it like the mean basically. So what do? We rallied, we pulled back, rallied, pulled back, consolidated, bull flag breakout. All right, pulled back, right, pop. So this is the inside bar right here. I'm not sure how to trade the inside bars, but I know it's an inside bar, right? Well, maybe not. We'll have to look at that. Is this a bull flag? Yeah. I feel like it's starting to get a little overextended and it needs to consolidate a little bit. Like, see this consolidation that occurred back here, right? You get good solid consolidation at 1 ATR, right? Riding the mean. Any sort of squeeze releases, we get large moves, right? So it's super choppy on Lucid. Okay, that's about as far as I want to go into Lucid right now. What else do we have? Peloton. Yeah, yesterday's football was sponsored by Peloton. They're doing everything that they can. OCGN, I like that stock as well. Home Depot. HD. PSTG. Okay. HD is due for a pullback. We have bearish divergence now. This is a good example of bearish divergence taking its own sweet time. It can take as long as it wants. It's not like, oh, it has to play out within a week or 2 weeks. I mean, I've seen them take up to a month before, but it will eventually play out. Right, so pretty strong uptrend, right? Dark pull support at 408. Man, I should have held my Home Depot shares. 408, that's your support level. You know, do we... so Home Depot in the short term, right? If you want to play the move from 412 to 416, I think that's a pretty decent, you know, that's a pretty solid request, right? Nice little channel. However, if we break that dark pull support area, I think we start taking out some of these lows right here, right? I'm looking at the break of this low for the bearish move to the downside, right? We get down below here, I think it gets real easy to move to the downside. Keep in mind there's a gap way down here that may need to be filled. I don't know if we're going to see that, but I think that we might see a bearish move down to at least, you know, maybe this area here. All right, that's Home Depot. Short term, I think we see a little bit more of a continuation to the upside as long as it maintains that up channel, or that channel up. But like I said, if it starts breaking down, I like these levels down here. Okay. PTS or PSTG, I'm not sure what this stock does. Let's see. Profit taking, consolidation, right? Massive gap up, pullback, trying to make the next parabolic move up. We just have to play the levels on this one. The algorithm's not really going to give us any insight. However, the algo is trying to break this level here, right? Uptrending. If it can get above that, then I think we can see a continuation on. All right, support and resistance, regular and dark pull levels are going to be very important for this stock. 29 is your regular support, right? We have a dark pull level coming in at 30.95. That's a nice dollar move. Oh, come on, give me the right tool. Right? If we get above that, I think we might see a little bit of a continuation on. Also, keep in mind that there's a dark pull level right here that the algorithm is running into. If it can get above that, I think it gets super easy to move up, right? See how the algo interacts with this one, this 28.19 level, pretty important. 27.48 below that, that may be the algo range. So, that's typically when it gives you that middle finger there, the next move is to the downside. However, we'll just keep an eye on it. Look, check out the chart real quick. PSTG. Is that the right stock? Is that it? PSTG. PSTG. Pure Storage Inc. All right. Rally, pullback, harsh dip. Rally, pullback. That's 29 level. Was that level I said? That 29. So we have a dark pull level right here. Excuse me, regular block trade level right here at the 200 SMA. All right, let's make that red. Regular. Right. So do we bounce off of that level? I think we might. Let's see. It is trading at 3 ATR, which is 3 times the normal mean. Point of control on VWAP is down here at 28, right? So, Does this level, this 29 hold? Could very possibly. Could very possibly. Peloton. I believe Peloton is... I'm starting to listen and look at Peloton more than I have in the past. Just because I think some of the BS is behind it. Peloton is also a COVID stock. Remember, all those COVID stocks are starting to come back. All right, the algorithm is... I don't want to say that it's... Is this a bull flag on the algo? Very possibly. So Peloton looks pretty decent. It's gotten through its regular block trade resistance on the way up. It's got inverse head and shoulders, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Got a gap to fill. Dark pool support, regular block trade support. I like Peloton. I actually like this stock now. Let's see what it looks like on the chart. Did it move without me? Yeah, it did. So okay. Peloton's a good stock. Ooh. Got excited about it for a minute. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. So cup and handle on the 15 minutes above the 200. Stack positive moving averages 821, 34, 50, 200. Look to take out. So we're in a zone here. So if we were to play, if we play this zone, come on. So we play the zone from a break of 48. I think we see 50 on Peloton. Break of 48, we see 50. That puts us up here. It fills this gap and allows us to take out target previous highs. So we want to target here, right, on the break of there. We want to play this area here. We want to play that area there. Good call. Peloton might be fun to play today. OCGN. It's a penny stock, so the algo isn't super accurate. Or, well, I mean, it is. It's just, it's a lot more volatile, I guess is the word for it. In the last... I think it's 5 days. In the last 5 days, the algo has just been steady selling off, right? Pulling price action down with it. You've got regular cluster. This is a massive cluster of regular block trades up here at the 760, 775 level, right? That couldn't hold. We couldn't get through it, so we came back down and we're testing 731, right? That couldn't hold. That was too much overhead resistance. 710 is where we 1, 2, 3 quadruple bottomed. Do we reverse here? I need to see the algo move first before I start investing any money in this. It can move, right? I've seen it move before. Come on. But that is... Yeah, watch that wedge breakout. All right, what's up? What do we got left here? All right, I think I went through them all. I've been on for about an hour. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to look at Peloton, Zillow, Zoom. Poor IWM. Let's check in. Before I go, I want to check in on futures one more time. Let you guys look and see if anything's happened. Reset these charts. So just a little bit of consolidation happening before the bell on the ES. The NQ has made a head and shoulders. I'm not happy about this position here. So as long as if it can make a higher high, then yay, go NQ. However, this is ugly. NQ's kind of at that decision-making level right now. does it come down and take out? There it is. Come on. See what NQ does at this level here. The YM. Remember I said that this was a bear flag, right? Well, what happened? Like I quickly drew this so the lines aren't accurate, but it broke. I see a pretty significant move down to 34801 on the Dow. Okay. If you don't know how a bear flag works, go do what I did on the Dow, right? Draw your bear flag and then watch what happens. Like we start taking out some of these lows, it gets really ugly. Super ugly. All right. And the poor little Russell is, right? I think the Russell looks the healthiest of all three of those that I just went through. It's making consistent higher highs and higher lows. It's stalling out a little bit here. Barely made a higher low. I think it's starting to stall out a little bit going into the open. Definitely keep an eye on it. As far as the Dow goes, I think that we're going to see right 34,802 is my downside target on the Dow. Gold. See how gold made that little head and shoulders and it's failing, which is what I want it to see. Gold can come down here. Come on, just keep selling off gold. Crude is, what's crude doing? Crude is Wu-Tang pattern reversal, maybe? 1, 2, 3. Crude is trying to make a Wu reversal, and bonds. This is TLT. If TLT takes out this previous low, then I think that we have a nice day in the stock market. Right? Currently, TLT is just hanging out right there in this little zone. All right, trading in that zone. All right, and then the yen is steady increasing. Yen is actually bull flagging, so let's show that what that looks like. The yen is bull flagging, which I'm not super thrilled about. Okay. All right, that's it. I got to run. Thanks for joining me. Once again, I am Darkpool Algo. I'm here every morning, Monday through Friday, 8:30 Standard Eastern Time. I will be looking at Peloton to the upside and Pinduoduo to the downside. Right? I'm going to be looking at PDD down and Pinduoduo up. Okay, so this is on Pinduoduo. Like I said, hey, we might get a short-term rally. Right, we're going to sell this rally. I'm looking at selling a move to 74 for a longer term move to the downside. Okay. I mean, it's bullish right now, but that's just right now. Peloton. Cup and handle. Failed bull flag breakout. Chilling on the 15s. Yeah, I like this one. Just got to figure out a good entry on it. I don't want to chase it, but I definitely want to maybe look at getting into a position on Peloton. At least so above 50. I think we see 60 and potentially 67. All right, have a great day. I will talk with y'all next week. I'll be doing the weekend watch list on Saturday. We'll be transitioning away from Ecofin beginning in December. I posted a link to the Discord in the chat. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to me and let me know. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications. Stay safe, stay green, and enjoy your